159 after that. Westbound 70, you've got an incident eastbound 70 west of K. Westbound 70 drivers are looking at it from TR Hughes. Eastbound's backed up to Lake St. Louis Boulevard. And west of Lake St. Louis Boulevard, it's bogged down bumper to bumper out through Highway 8 because they just cleared a stall that was in the left lane there. South 170 on the brakes at the Parkway. Eastbound 64 McKnight to Big Bend's heavy. Westbound 64 Science Center through Hanley is slow. But after that, it's wide open. South 270, just a little bit busy around Big Bend and passing 44. Not that much to worry about there. If you're on southbound 55, it's cleared out in the city. South of Butler Hill through Merrimack Bottom and around Highway Z is a little slow. I'm Roger Brand in the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
News, traffic, and the latest on the Redbirds. This is the Redbird Rush Hour on KMOX.
Guys, welcome into Friday here on KMOX. It's the Redbird Rush Hour. I knew we got it going, Bern. We're going to do Turnstile Fridays for a little bit. I kind of enjoy this. It's kind of
I love you, man.
Kind of a new shared passion for the both of us. A couple of older rock and music guys getting into. They're not that new, but they won a couple Grammys this year. They're phenomenal.
You know what I do? I'll tell you this. Late at night when the house is quiet, I finally have some peace. I don't have to write. I don't have to talk. I don't have to do anything. I just go find Turnstile videos and crank it up. I do. Seriously.
They're fun, dude. They're live. Bernie, if they come to town, you and I got to go.
Right.
We're going to bring Kyle. We're going to maybe bring, a couple other people. We got to go.
That's right. Yeah, I just that song, and you told me you love Birds.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a story in 3 parts, right? It's got the build up, and then you got a good middle, and then boom, you got the killer end. It's awesome.
Now, some people are listening and said, Miklasz, come on, man, you're 67 years old. Who are you trying to kid? Listen, number one, I'll be quick. Number one, that band's from Baltimore, first of all.
Little hometown team.
And when I was an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, there was like a big abandoned furniture store, and that's where all the punks had their shows, and all the hardcore people had their shows. So I'd be at those places all the time, just slamming into people, having people, I was the big guy, so I took all the physical punishment. That was part of my heritage, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Turnstile's right there with it.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Great way to kick off the show. Obviously, we're here to talk baseball and a little bit of gold medal hockey. We'll do that toward the end of the show tonight. And then we got the Billikens against VCU tonight. That'll be great. So pregame is 5:45 there, 6 o'clock opening tip. But before we do anything to that, let's get going with our spring training report.
Now, a St. Louis Cardinals spring training report. Sponsored by St. Louis Composting. Composting, growing gardens, and making memories. And by Happy Roof. We always create happy endings on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
All right, so no Matt Pauley today. He's got the evening off down in Jupiter. He'll be back here on the show on Monday. And he was out there doing his work earlier today. But I think, Bern, to me, the spring training report today is all about tomorrow. We have game action. Matthew Liberatore on the mound. We'll start getting a look. Again, very cursory looks early on, but we'll start to see how some of these guys look, including some of the kids we haven't seen much of as they start to make their case for being big leaguers.
Yeah, listen, I think I'm going to pay more attention to spring training games this year than I have in a long time, simply because of the circumstances that are obvious. Rebuilding team, kind of like open mic auditions, metaphorically speaking. We're going to see who grabs this thing and makes a positive impression that actually would mean more than if you do it in previous spring trainings. And conversely, we'll see, like, among the young guys, pitchers, hitters, who might feel, a little bit of pressure and have it bother them that they're auditioning. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. Hey, can I throw a question to you?
Yeah.
You're really good at pitch stuff. Now, I'm thinking Matthew Liberatore might step up, and he pitches tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he might step up and be a much better starting pitcher than he was last year, because number one, he fought through the fatigue issues, the tired arm.
Yep. And
that showed a lot right there. But I know there's an edge about him, and it's been there all off season. It's like all of a sudden the light bulb went off, and he's like this hardcore guy now.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I want to ask you, and I should have sent you a text message, but it's better on live radio.
It's fine.
So you remember the stories about, the Cardinals have him working on a mystery pitch. And I thought, well, Cerfolio and Pierpont like the cutter.
Yep.
But, he did throw the cutter last year. And now it wasn't very good.
No, it was awful.
But what is your theory on the mystery pitch that he's been working on? What do you think?
So I would say it's either an improvement on the cutter, but it sounds like it's a new pitch. So my bet would either be a splitter or a sweeper. So maybe, getting away. But I don't know why you'd go sweeper, because the curveball's already really good.
Yeah.
And the slider's not bad. So I'm going to throw a splitter in there as the idea. He has a change, and that's actually pretty good too. Right. And, to me, the most important thing for him, Bern, and I agree with you, by the way, I think this could be a significant step up. He's only 26, and he's finally gotten his sea legs, so to speak, as a starter. He put 150 innings under his belt last year. Should be capable of going, 175, 180 without much difficulty this year. Sounds like he's put in a lot of work on his body over these last couple of years. But if it were me, I'd be trying to fix the fastball characteristics, because if he gets his fastball going, whether it's 4-seam, 2-seam, cut, whatever, he's got a sinker too. But if I had to pick a new one, I'd probably go splitter, would be my guess. And I'm not sure if that's necessary given the strength of a change and the strength of the curveball, because those are kind of downward moving pitches. But whatever, I think maybe the biggest thing would be to clean up the fastball a little bit and get it a little bit more ride, or command it a little better, because it's a good pitch, but it gets hit a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a different type of slider, what they call a bullet slider.
Yeah,
like that.
Absolutely.
And because one thing about Libby we all know is true, right? He's got really good talent. Really.
Oh my
talent.
God, yeah.
But he can't get left-handed hitters off his stuff. They hit the hell out of him.
It's weird, isn't it?
He's got. I meant to say. I'm sorry. I meant to say right-handed hitters. It's my fault. He can't get the right-handed hitters off his stuff, man. I mean, they punish him, and there's got to be something that he's going to be able to, like a cutter. If it's good, that thing will be tailing away from right-handed hitters. And so I don't know whether the cutter was, just kind of flat last year. I don't know, but he's got to get the right-handed hitters off his pitches.
Yeah, because
that's been a big detriment so far in his career.
If you look at his pitch mix, if you look at like what he's attacked right-handers with, and it's this is a thing that can obviously change too, right? And when we talk about adding pitches or adding velocity, you can also just change your sequencing and use a different combo. So against right-handers, his number one primary pitch is the 4-seam fastball. That's what he throws the most. So, I mean, I think might want to change that pitch mix, since that's the one that's getting hit hard. He doesn't throw many sliders against them, but a few here and there. He does throw the curve and the change against them, but he doesn't. I think he needs to throw those more against the righties. If it were me, and I'm not Matt Pierpont, I'm not a major league pitching coach. I'm just saying, if I'm looking at him and I'm thinking of it as a right-handed hitter, those two pitches more frequently and a little bit less of the other stuff would be helpful.
Right.
But yeah, I think that you're right about that the split numbers are of course, and some of this may be simply, Bernie, he worked a lot in relief and largely faced lefties. So you got into habits on working on those, and you're trying to kind of rebuild the full repertoire last year on the fly. But now that you got another year, hopefully those tweaks can take that step forward.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Catcher, and I'm not being facetious. You were a catcher. You are a catcher in heart. Still. All right. What about, you mentioned the changeup, and what about if maybe they're going to him and they're saying, look, we think your changeup can be an incredible weapon against right-handed hitters, except we want you to try this Vulcan split changeup, which probably would have a lot more movement. Now, if he's been working on that Vulcan grip changeup, I don't know. Dr. Pitching, what do you think?
Well, I guess it depends. The changeup itself, as it was, doesn't need changing because it was super successful, right? Right. Okay. He only threw it to righties. They hit a $190 against it, and they slugged under 300 against it. So obviously, it's not getting hit for damage. He was throwing it for strikes, and it was good. But if it doesn't complement the look of the fastball well enough, in other words, it's too easy to see the difference, or they don't tunnel for long enough, that might be an area where you could say, okay, let's try the splitter instead. It's not so much about whether or not the changeup works. It's about whether or not the fastball works off of it.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? Because if you're trying to improve the fastball, there are you can improve the pitch itself. Get better spin rate, work on extension a little bit more, and of course command it better. But then how things look coming out. Did you see the graphic that the pitching ninja put out about 3 or 4 days ago?
No.
They showed an overlay of Paul Skeen's 4 pitches, right? The main 4 that he uses. So it's the thing he calls the splinker, which is essentially a sinker, but he throws it. It's a splitter, but it does like a sinker. 4-seam fastball, sweeper, and then I think the other one was a changeup, right? So halfway to home, they're all in the same little center dot in the video, and then as they go in 4 different directions.
That's what he needs. That's what Libertor means.
So maybe that's the idea. But the thing is that they all look the same, and I don't know for sure because I haven't caught Libby and I haven't seen it from there. But if it looks differently or doesn't look right, then maybe that's part of the switch, too, to make the fastball more effective. Good times.
Good stuff.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
We're going to keep on rolling with baseball. Coming up in the next segment, we're going to talk about leadership and why people are so fixated on it. And then we're going to talk gold medal hockey coming up after the bottom of the hour news here on Redbird Rush Hour.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley. I want to tell you about my friends over at St. Louis Weight Loss Injections. I just recently became a client. I'm excited about what the results are going to be. It is GLP-1s, and we've read about it and seen all kinds of things about GLP-1s in the news. We know they are effective. I want to share with you what my experience has been. So I've done 2 injections. I did my first one 2 Mondays ago, my second one this past Monday. The most obvious impact so far, my hunger level has just gone way, way down, especially early on in the week. Maybe it goes a little bit up as the week continues on. And then each month they're going to increase the dosage level. So I would think that would help with that. They generally say it's about 17 days before you start noticing some weight loss after you start the injections. The one bummer about me being down in Florida, it's hard for me to find a scale to be able to take a look at what's going on. But obviously there's other things that go along with weight loss where you can notice. They're really easy to get in. $199 for the first month. You can learn all about them. They're all medical folks there. They're in a beautiful office, and just the people, they're going to sit down, they're going to talk with you and figure out whether or not you're a candidate. So if you've been thinking about doing it, I would strongly recommend you talk to the folks at St. Louis Weight Loss Injections. The website, STLweightlossinjections.com, STLweightlossinjections.com. Again, $199 for the first month. Check them out and find out whether or not you're a good candidate for St. Louis Weight Loss Injections.
Looking for your dream home in Wentzville? Welcome to Sutton Farms by Lombardo Homes, where community and comfort come together. Enjoy resort-style living with a private clubhouse, indoor courts, a splash pad, sand volleyball, walking trails, and even a dog park. Design your own custom home in our Parkside, Nature, or Tradition series, all within the top-rated Wentzville School District. Discover the perfect blend of small-town charm and modern convenience at Sutton Farms, located off Piney Road in Wentzville. Visit LombardoHomes.com to learn more.
At Gray Bar, we know your time is money. That's why our services go beyond parts and products. With kitting, pre-assembly, wire carts, and Gray Bar smart reels that keep you moving. We stage materials and manage logistics so you can spend less time sorting and more time installing. And with locations nationwide, we deliver when and where you need it, working to make your job easier every step of the way. Yep, Gray Bar does that.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, downtown, we still have the Jam eastbound 64. It's from about Tudor there before you get to Barack Obama Avenue over through 25th Street. Eastbound 70 is jammed east of the Musial Veterans Bridge because of the road work. It's 64 slow, 157 midway to 159. Westbound 64 backs up, approaching 159 through that interchange due to the road work there. Highway 70 westbound looks good to get out around TR Hughes. TR Hughes to Bryan Road's heavy. We had a crash eastbound West Decay. They were clearing eastbound 70s backed up past Lake St. Louis Boulevard. Westbound 64, Science Center headed out through Big Bend is slow. After that, it's just a little busy at Prospect. Eastbound 64, Billikens traffic, McKnight to Big Bend. South 170 backs up at Ladue. Southbound 55, a little slow approaching Merrimack Bottom and approaching Highway Z. I'm Roger Brand at the Michael's Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan, and by Salika Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer. Now, back to the Redbird Rush Hour on KMOX.
All right, it's Friday on KMOX, Redbird Rush Hour. Bernie Miklasz, Kevin Wheeler with you. Matt Pauly's got the evening off. He'll be back with us from Jupiter on Monday. Of course, you'll hear him over the weekend with updates in the mornings, and he'll be on sports on a Sunday morning as well. But for the week, we're weekday people. He'll be back with us, all three of us, on Monday. Bern, let's talk leadership. We were texting about this. You had a really great point, and I was like nodding along and pumping my fist when I was watching your video on SL Sports Central today about it was not about leadership, but there was a little part in there about this, and I think it comes up a lot. We get it in the chat here. I get it on Twitter. I get it from people that I know. They're like, who are going to be the leaders on this team? And I thought your answer was my answer, so go ahead. Fire away.
Well, first of all, can I tell a quick story?
Yeah.
So one time when he was retired and we were at the Baseball Hall of Fame, I had a chance to talk to Earl Weaver, one of my idols, and talk to him a long time. And I said, Earl, like, what was the leadership like on those great Orioles teams? And now I'm going to kind of paraphrase, but it's really accurate. He looked at me with almost kind of like this kind of thing, like where, that's a really stupid question, but I'll be nice. So what he said, we says, in 1971, we had 4 20-game winners in our rotation, and 5 of our hitters received MVP votes. The sports writers like to talk about leadership. He says, but, I'd rather have 4 20-game winners than 5 hitters good enough to get MVP votes. Why in the hell is this so difficult for people to comprehend?
Yeah.
What is wrong with this town's obsession with who's going to lead them?
Yeah.
Well, the Cardinals had more leaders than they knew what to do with in 2023 and 2024. How'd that work out? Right?
I don't know. I think
it's talent, man.
It is. My theory, Bern, is the modern Cardinals fan lived through Yadier Molina. Well, and Yadi was all of those things, right? He led a pitching staff. He led by example. He worked his ass off. And it was a part of why they were good. But they had Yadi for a long time after 2011 and didn't win anything after that because the teams weren't good enough.
That's great.
And he was still the same great leader, same great catcher, one of the best that's ever done it. But what changed was that he didn't have enough talent. And I think there's a time where leadership might be a conversation. Right now is the time to find out who can play.
Exactly. Cardinals win the World Series in 2006. 2007, they come back and they lose 84. They're 78 and 84.
Mm-hmm.
You look at their roster. Yeah, there's a couple different pieces, but much of that 2006 nucleus was still on the team. So why did they go 78 and 84? Was the leadership bad? No, maybe because Chris Carpenter's first start of the season, he blew out an elbow. That might be one of the reasons. And maybe because they were 11th in the National League in runs scored and 13th in runs allowed.
Yeah.
They had leaders in there. They had plenty of them.
Tons.
So what? I mean, this stuff is just loony. It's just absolutely loony. And people are just worrying about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Hey, that 2004, 2005 Cardinals team, they won 205 regular season games. Was it because of leadership, or was it because they had about 6,000 plate appearances from Pujols, Edmonds, Roland, Renteria, Larry Walker, Reggie Sanders, who slugged over 500 for the 2 years. And they had Morris and Chris Carpenter, who was a Cy Young winner in 2005,
Mhm.
Woody Williams, Jeff Suppan, who was money. You think maybe that had something to do with it? I don't know. Or was it leadership?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Again, there are parts of it where it will matter.
Yeah.
But I think another part of this, and we only got about a minute to do this, Bern, but I think you'll agree. You have to also take the time and put in the effort to develop your own leaders.
Yeah.
And give JJ Weatherholt, Mason Wynn, maybe one of your younger catchers at some point. Maybe Jimmy Crooks has some of that, as you go along. And I mentioned him over Pajes mostly because Crooks is more likely to be here longer term than Pajes, just given age and skills. But like you have people. Let's see if they have those skills.
Well, I've been sounding off on this, and I'll be quick. I won't go into my usual lecture on it. JJ Weatherholt and Mason Wynn have all the qualities you would want in a leader. Every single one. They check every box. This is their time. This is their team. This is a new era. Young guys can lead.
Thank you.
Especially in these circumstances.
Yeah.
Because they're going to take ownership of this. But, oh, my gosh, every time I mention, Weatherholt will be a leader, and soon, so we'll win. But especially, oh, my gosh, people just want to, they got to head to the fainting couch. I don't get this stuff.
No.
Maybe we in the media are guilty of just pushing these stupid narratives that take on way too much importance. I don't know.
I don't know either, but a lot of people believe in fairy tales. And it's, again, not that leadership doesn't matter. It does. It's just not primary. Talent is primary, and then the leadership falls in after that.
Yes, sir. I'm with you.
Bernie Miklasz, Kevin Wheeler with you here on Redbird Rush Hour on a Friday. So we're going to break off of baseball for a few minutes after the news. I want to talk about the gold medal game. You have some Blues players that are going to be in that game on Team Canada. Obviously, Team USA wanted a blowout today, so we get the big matchup on Sunday morning. We'll talk a bit about that when we come back after the news on KMOX.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you've been injured in an accident, hurt on the job, or in a medical mishap, there are many reasons to call Morgan & Morgan. But here's reason number 5. We try more cases than anyone in America by a wide margin. We are on approximately 150 dockets a week and win a lot. Go to forthepeople.com to see our verdicts and results. I believe our results give you the best chance of a fair, fast, and just settlement. Insurance companies know who we are by reputation. Imagine me doing this ad if it wasn't true. They would be laughing. Trust me, nobody is laughing. Their employees and adjusters often hire us when they're hurt. They know, and now you know. All law firms are not alike, not even close. With over $30 billion collected for our clients, we became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Hey, Bernie Miklasz here. I want to tell you about my friend Stuart Rosenblum, and please, by all means, call him Stewie. He is proud to own and operate one of the most, well, I'm going to just go ahead and say it is the most customer-friendly mortgage company in St. Louis and Illinois. Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie is unique in a lot of ways. He's excellent at what he does, but he's unique because, among other things, he gives his personal cell phone number to you, his customers, or anyone who wants to learn about how he can help. His customer service is not only exceptional, it's also very personal. And it's great for you. So put this number, his number, on your contacts list, 314-324-4440. You won't have to wait, on hold on some customer service line for an hour, and you may never even get the help. If you call Stewie, you're going to get the help and get it quickly, and he's going to take an active interest in what your needs are. The biggest difference you get with Stewart's American Mortgage, you pay less. That's because Stewart's the only lender to have the bagel loan. He offers a bagel loan because it looks like a zero and you pay zero in fees that other dealers will charge you for. When you refinance, and it's a great time to do it, you pay no appraisal fees, no closing costs, no title fees, no broker fees, zero. And when you buy a home and take out a loan for $230,000 or $200,000 more, you pay zero lender fees. So Stewie will make a complicated process, confusing process, very easy for you to understand, and he'll close your loan in as little as 10 days, as opposed to 3 or 4 weeks in some other places. To find out more, just Google bagel loan or call Stewie directly at 314-324-4440.
At 5:30, this update is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. We've got some sun. It's 42, feels like 37 degrees downtown at the Arch. This just in, NASA has announced a possible launch date for its Artemis 2 mission to send 4 astronauts on a long-awaited trip around the moon.
NASA conducted what's called a wet dress rehearsal to check on how the fueling for the launch system rocket and the countdown are looking so far. NASA's Dr. Lori Glaze says.
Overall, the countdown went very, very smoothly.
She says there's more work to be done to make sure all of the systems are ready for launch as early as March 6th for the much-anticipated 10-day Artemis 2 mission, which is a flyby of Luna. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The agency has so far scheduled the Artemis 3 mission to land on the moon for 2028. The Missouri legislature is poised to pass legislation that would allow fully autonomous vehicles on public roads that would include commercial trucks and cars like Waymo.
26 states in the United States have already done this. They've set the framework at the state level to allow for autonomous rideshare vehicles.
That's Jason Bright with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. He says they support options like Waymo, calling it another tool in the toolbox to end drunk driving. The Americans rolled into the Olympic men's hockey final by routing Slovakia 6-2 in the semifinals today. They'll meet tournament favorite and top-seeded Canada Sunday for the title. A year since the North American rivals played 2 memorable games against each other at the Four Nations face-off. Canada got there by surviving another scare, rallying to beat Finland 3-2 in the semifinals. Nathan McKinnon scored the go-ahead goal with 35.2 seconds left. Sidney Crosby did not play against Finland, but Canada has not ruled out its captain from returning. A member of the Cardinals pitching staff will miss the World Baseball Classic because of injury. Cards manager Ollie Marmol says Riley O'Brien is a mild calf strain. O'Brien was supposed to pitch for Team Korea in the WBC. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says he's disappointed by a new suggestion from the Chicago Bears that the team is now focused on Northwest Indiana in the search for its next stadium site. Members of an Indiana House Committee advanced a bill that could lead to the state building a new facility for the Bears in Hammond. The Bears responded by calling it a meaningful step forward, but the governor told reporters that team representatives have since told him the statement doesn't mean the Bears are moving.
Indiana had asked them to say that, they're going to move forward with the negotiations in Indiana. But I have to say it's very disappointing to hear that they would put that statement out but not say anything about the advancement that's been made in the state of Illinois.
He says the Bears asked to pause talks on a property tax measure for their property in Arlington Heights. Indiana Governor Mike Braun says he believes a new Bears stadium in Indiana would gain fans, not lose them.
I think you're going to see a state that's going to put together something along with the Bears that they'll like, and logistically, I think it's going to gain fans, not lose.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, for tonight, some clouds, low temperature 29. For tomorrow, could see some flurries, high 43, 25 for Saturday night, 38 for Sunday. Right now, 42. It feels like 37 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry nonstop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable Speeds to your wash for 24-hour nonstop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, haven't practiced in a long time, but I did plaintiff's work and defense work, so I have a pretty good understanding of it. I have a pretty good idea of who's who in the firmament of plaintiffs' attorneys. And for my money, Mark Cantor is the guy. He's a great attorney. He is a great practitioner. He's put together a great team. He was born and raised here. He lives here. He works here. He wins here. Call 314-628-ALL-9s or CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based on advertisements.
Hey, Bernie Miklasz, on behalf of Saliga Heating and Cooling at Daikin Comfort Dealers, the Saliga family have been taking care of St. Louis families continuously since 1927. That's right, 100 years. What does that say about their credibility? I think it tells you a lot. And I can tell you as a Saliga family that their trustworthiness, their knowledge, their professionalism, their class when they come to your home. Take their time, explain everything, no pressure, no rush, not trying to hustle anything. They'll give you options. You'll feel well informed about the decisions you have to make, and they'll just take great care of you because they want to earn your trust, because they believe it's family philosophy. We got to earn the trust every time we visit someone's home. So if you have any problems this winter, or once we get into the hot weather, your heating and cooling, Saliga will take care of you. So why don't you keep this web address handy, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. You'll find the phone number and all the information, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
Create the ultimate raised bed garden with St. Louis Composting. Our premium compost and soil mixes are perfect for filling the raised beds you'll enjoy building, and even better for growing fresh, homegrown veggies. Imagine harvesting your own tomatoes, peppers, and cilantro for fresh salsa the whole family can enjoy. And with delivery right to your door, getting started has never been easier. Visit stlcompost.com to order a convenient delivery from your phone in seconds, or stop by one of our 9 locations in the St. Louis area. St. Louis Composting, growing gardens and making memories.
Winter is tough on homes. Ice and wind often lead hidden damage you can't see from the ground. Don't wait for the first spring showers to discover a leak. Get the Happy Roofers Spring Readiness Checkup today. We perform a thorough, risk-free inspection to ensure your roof is solid. With our Spring Smile Guarantee, you get guaranteed workmanship and total peace of mind. We always deliver happy endings. Visit thehappyroofer.com or call 314-665-3001.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Now, back to the Redbird Rush Hour on KMOX.
All right, get ready to wrap up Friday. We only got a couple of minutes. Yeah, Bird, there we go. You and I in the pit when they come, I'm telling you.
You got to go quick.
Yeah, all right. We only got 2 minutes or so, and then we got Billikens basketball here on KMOX, and a big one tonight against VCU, so that'll be a lot of fun tonight. Couple quick thoughts on the gold medal game, Bern. I checked the odds. Straight up money line. Team Canada minus 113, Team USA minus 106. So the odds sound like this is a coin flip.
It sounds about right. I think Canada not having Sidney Crosby is a big deal, although they certainly have plenty of talent to cover for that. I've watched both teams, but I can't say I watched every game. I don't know, man. I always just have the feeling it's Canada's to lose.
Yes, I agree.
And listen, Jordan Binnington, going back to the Four Nations tournament, where he stole that series for Canada.
Yep.
And he stole the game, the championship game from Team USA. He has been great in the Olympics, and so since John Cooper took over the Team Canada, he has started in the Four Nations, the Olympics. He has started Binnington in 8 games, and Binnington 7-1 with all these great stats, high danger save rate, everything else. So if Binnington plays great, I think he'll steal it again. But can they make him crack? Team USA.
I'm sure the Kachuk boys will try.
They probably know how to do it, right? Yep.
There's a great St. Louis presence in this game, right? I mean, obviously Colton Parayko and Jordan Binnington, but then you got the Kachucks, you got Clayton Keller on Team USA that are, they're not for the Blues, but obviously from St. Louis. Right. That's very cool. But yeah, I'm sure Matthew and Brady will be trying to get under Binnington's skin.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. I'm telling everybody what they already know, but statistically, Jordan Binnington was the worst goalie in the NHL this season. He is.
Yeah.
It's a fact. And it's like he gets into a big spot like this, just like the Four Nations, and he's transformed into this superhero goaltender. It's an amazing thing to watch. It really is.
He definitely loves the big moment, and that's good. We don't have enough big moments here, so he's been kind of quiet here in the last calendar year. Bern, have a great weekend, man. It's going to be a good one, man. We got baseball games. We got the Cardinals on KMOX. We got gold medal hockey on Sunday, so it's going to be a good one. And we've got the Billikens tonight. So everybody enjoy that.
St. Louis City SC tomorrow.
That's right. They got the opener. Man, what a great weekend. Enjoy it, buddy. We got Billikens basketball next on KMOX.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, if you're coming in for the Billikens game on eastbound